What's up guys, welcome back. Branded Dude here, new gameplay here. We are going up against Fiendsmith Mitsurugi here. 45, actually it's 40 against 56. No changes to my deck list yet, but we're going up against 40 Mitsurugi Fiendsmith, so obviously Mitsurugi engine doesn't lock them out into just summoning reptiles or something like that. So let's see how we do. So here we opened Mercuria, Aluba, Regain, Thrust and Fusion deployments. Opponent opens Imperm, 4 loss, 2 Habakiris and 1 Kusanagi. We are going first here, so now we have to deal with 4 loss and Imperm. So obviously we're going to have to start with deployment in order to bring out Cartesia. But yeah, sometimes one other thing that gets kind of annoying when playing on DB, people think fusion deployment, they require you to reveal a fusion as cost. Honestly, I swear, Yu-Gi-Oh players, some Yu-Gi-Oh players don't read. But anyways, yeah, we get hit with 4 loss. Opponent draws into another copy of 4 loss. Normal summon a Luba effect. Opponent, he could have chained Imperm here. That way, you know, he could force out either maybe a Cartesia and then drop the 4 loss, you know, give him additional draw, but I guess he didn't want to do that. Totally fine. But we do end up searching for fusion. Activate Regained in case, you know, we end up having to banish something, and go brand fusion. Obviously, because we're under 4 loss, we're not going to fusion summon too much, but we get hit with the second one. So yeah, we're going to just definitely just summon Albion only. So opponent here is going to draw 2. He draws Ritual and Ash Blossom. Summon Lubellion Effecture. Opponent could have used Imperm here because yeah, he could successfully negate this, and yeah, we're definitely not going to try to use Cartesia, otherwise he's going to draw 2 additional cards. But yeah, this resolves for some reason, so place lost, go Thrust, which get hits with Ash Blossom. End phase, I'll be on here. We decide to go for Branded Banishments, mainly because I want to try set up Lad, because obviously we got hit with full loss. We're gonna need to try and negate as many cards and effects our opponents has. So yeah, we set that for Lad and we'll pass turn. So basically we have Lad. This could potentially also go into Chaos Star Source if our opponent does, you know, end up putting us in a position where Chaos Star Source would be good, or you know, he just draws bad for even though he hits us with full loss and he just passes whatever you know, something like that. But line for Lad, also technically super poly. We have Cartesia as well, so the whole plan is with Cartesia, obviously if we perform a fusion, Lost can add Albaz, and then with Cartesia we can use Albaz as material to give us access to Albaz fusion. So opponent draws the turn, he draws into Lacrima. Standby phase, he drops the Imperm on Cartesia, which is a bit unfortunate, but you know, we can technically still like go into Grand Gugno with banishment here if we choose to. Main phase, Ritual. So now here's the thing, the reason why, yeah, obviously if I went into Lad pretty early, we could have negated Imperm, dealt with a couple of effects, but because I wasn't sure of what I was going up against, it's something I do. Maybe I don't know if maybe I should stop doing this, but I don't always go into Lad straight away. I kind of want my opponent to activate something first, so that's one, either he, like, you know, he gets rid of an Imperm or something that gives me a more clear idea what exactly I'm going up against. So yeah, I don't always go into banishment. Sure, after Imperm I could have went banishment, but then who knows, maybe I drop load or something. But you know, I could have maybe avoided this if I went to the Lad pretty early, but that's my reasoning behind just not shotgunning banishment to go straight into Lad. So Ritual now, so unfortunately if we had Lad here, we could have stopped this. It would have been pretty good. It would have been pretty good if we stopped that. Summons Ame, so yeah, Chainlink 1 Habakiri, Chainlink 2 Murokumo, so he's going to Raigeki our field. I decide just to chain Cartesia just to see if our opponent would try to do something with Murokumo, because we already know it's Imperm, but he doesn't, so I just go, okay cool, we'll just go banishment. He doesn't go Murokumo again because he has a normal summoned and he has Kusanagi in hand. So we summoned Albion, and this time I decide, because our board is going to get Raigeki, I decide to go into Keratus, banishing the Luba and Murokumo. Our field gets blown up because unfortunately we don't have a branded opening engrave. Habakiri does end up adding prayers. On rares though, we are going to go Queritus, Chainlink 1, Regain, Chainlink 2, and 3 will be lost here. Unfortunately here, now we add Albion, shuffle Aluba, not the Murokumo, draw into High Spirits, and then with Queritus. Now here's the thing, Queritus could summon Albaz, it could summon, yeah, it can summon Quem. Quem is treated as a Despia or Dogmatica, and it can summon Aluba. Now there's no, I thought when I saw Mitsurugi, I thought I was just going up against pure Mitsurugi, And I decided, you know what, there's no point summoning Quen because my opponent's not going to touch the extra deck. So I decide, okay, Owlbears, obviously there's no monster on my opponent's field, so we just go for Luba. But yeah, only after once I saw the Fiendsmith engine, I realized, oh, you know what, I should have went for Quen. Anyways, we add Brandon White with the Luba, but yeah, because Owlbear's in the grave. Opponent activates prayers, tributing Kusanagi, summons Saji from the deck, chainlink one Saji, chainlink two Kusanagi, which will add ritual, actually add the Murukumo that's banished back to hand, and he will search for Mitsurugi ritual. Activate ritual, now he's going to summon Ame again. Wait a minute, did he summon from... No, yeah, he's summoning from hand now. Tributing the Aramasa and the Night Serpent. Both will trigger, so he's going to get a search and get a body onto the field. Nothing from us because, yeah, we have nothing. No Grand Gugno, adds Futsu, and then Night Serpent will hit the field. So now there's a level 4. Then he's got, I believe he got, yeah, normal summon Lacrima, send Engraver. So now here, obviously, we have nothing. My opponent, it's basically a clear board for him. So you're going to see soon I do end up conceding game number 1. Because, yeah, he's just basically going to go for, like, an OTK line, you know, with the Agnum Day. Yeah, Desiree triggers to send Lost. And then here at this point, obviously, Agnum Day. Attacks for 3-2, attacks for 1-8. And then Agnum Day Reborn the Desiree, which boosts us up to, like, 4-6. I think 4-6. And that's plenty of damage there. So, yeah, we just do end up conceding game number 1. So we go to game number 2. We are going first now. Now, obviously, against Mitsurugi, the best cards for me to side against them. Obviously, we take out all the Mochamis. It's dead now. But we keep in draw. Draw is pretty good. We want to stop them from searching. I do keep siding the D barrier. I do side in the different dimension ground because we kind of want our opponent's monsters to end up being banished. And then that is 3, 6. And then sometimes because I don't have like for that last extra space, I just tend to leave one Full Loss just in the main deck. As well, you know, it's pretty much a dead card. But, you know, I don't have anything worth siding out for, so it just stays there potentially as a high spirit target. So, moving on, yeah, we open Adlib, Lubellion, Owlbears, Aluber, and Deployment. Opponent opens another Full Loss again, Ritual, Sanct, Harpies, and Nibiru. So we have Full Loss and Nibiru to deal with. So we go Deployment, hits with Full Loss. Cool, my opponent gets a draw there. Draws into Engraver. And then, you know, summon a Luba here, search for High Spirits. Now, the reason why I search for High Spirits is because if he has Ash Blossom, I'll turn completely NSAFE. But then I decide, you know what, if Brandon and High Spirits resolves, we will get at least some end phase effects, which can hopefully maybe help set up a better board or give us some cards that can hopefully lead to more plays during our opponent's turn. So that's why I go for High Spirits. No draw here, luckily, so we go Lubellion. Yeah, so here's the thing, I was worried my opponent had draw in sand, so that's why I first started with normal summoning a Luba. Get the search immediately so that if we get hit with draw, you know, at least one, either we have Brand Fusion or 2 High Spirits, we just chain it immediately. So yeah, Rebellion, search Saronia, which gets used as High Spirit target, so send Titan, add Albion, and then Saronia here will send Retribution. And then with Albion, I decided, you know what, we're going to go send Brand Fusion. But yeah, at least we got Titan in the graveyard. We draw into Super Poly, pretty good draw for us. And now we're going to attempt to go Brand Fusion. Here, yeah, because our opponent is hits us with Full Loss, we're just going to go into Albion. We're not going to Fusion summon too much. 3 summons there. And now 4th summon here, opponent drew into Mitsurugi Mirror. Summon Rebellion. Rebellion here, we place Brand Lost. Set Super Poly, go to End Phase. End Phase here, we set Brand Banishment. And Titan, I don't summon or special summon of Titan. I just add it to hand as discard fodder. And also we have Cartesia, so you know, Cartesia, if we have to use whatever cards in hand, at least we have technically more material. So yeah, past turn, opponent draws into Mitsurugi Prayers. Here in standby phase, I decide, okay, we're gonna go Banishment early. The reason why is because I was worried my opponent had like Harpies or Lightning Storm, which he did have. So game number 2 situation, yes, I am using Banishment pretty early to go into Lad here. And yeah, summon that, banish those to go into Lad. And with Lost, we will trigger to get I search from a courier. The reason why is because obviously if the opponent activates something, we go Chainlink to Lad. We will go Chainlink 3 Cartesia, and we can use Owlbears and whatever, go into Owlbears Fusion Monster, and that way we can make Mercury alive. So that was my thinking there. Engraver, mandatory, Lad. Opponent goes Chainlink 3 Sanct, cool, no response there. And then he also Chainlink 4 Prayers. And now here, no tribute, so he just searches for Habakiri, summons a token, engraver negated, Requiem here, and then Requiem effect here he will activate, which we will negate with Lad. No quick effect being chained here, and then my opponent has to use Harpies here because yeah, he needs his Mitsurugi cards to resolve, so the last negate of Lad is used to negate Harpies, which is pretty good, yeah. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Now we have to do with the Mitsurugi engine. Opponent activates Ritual. Here obviously we'll be chaining to Lad, and then we go chaining 3 Cartesia. I decide to go for Grand Gugno here because that's way Grand Gugno, I think we send Renbrum. I think we do send Renbrum, so he summons Murakumo. On res, chaining 1 Muro, chaining 2 will be Habakiri. I think, oh no, he's not going Habakiri. Okay, never mind, he doesn't go Habakiri, but we go chain link to Grand Gugno, chain link 3 Lad. This is just going to be a chain block there. So here I decide to send Serenia. I thought I was going to go for what's its name, Renbrum, send Renbrum because of Albaz and Graveyard, but I decided, you know what, because he's blowing up our field, Lad here, when destroyed, is basically going to target a dragon in our graveyard and special summon it, so we have a way to summon Albaz already. So I sent Serenia because I want to put Branded Opening into my graveyard, just so that we have that pop protection. Obviously, yeah, sure, my opponent already used Murakumo, but we just kind of want to set up a graveyard with that. So opponent adds Futsu. Oh wait, did he? Yeah, he did go Habakiri, my bad, he did go Habakiri. So on raise is going to be Channeling 1, the Lad to reborn Albaz, and Channeling 2 Serenia. Just put opening, summon Albaz, and then Albaz here will trigger. Opponent chains Murakumo, we discard the Quem, and then go into Rebellion effect here. Now here we go straight for Mergate. I decide to shuffle back my banished Albion because yeah, I just want to keep enough Albaz fusions to go into this one. Yeah, we can just try to recycle them somehow. So we bring out Mergate. Opponent here now goes Nibiru. To Nibiru, I don't chain Mergate. I literally don't. I let it resolve. Totally fine because now my last bet is just Super Poly here, and I could have used Mergate, send Renbrum, banish this, cool. But I decided, you know what, I think it's totally fine. Let that resolve because now we have a couple of triggers. Chaining 1 Grand Gugno, chaining 2 Merjade, and chaining 3 Aluba. Put Aluba, Grand Gugno here, we summon Quem because now we know he's playing Fiendsmith engine. High spreads was just, I mean, the Quem will send the high spreads there, so it's an additional card to add to hand. Opponent enters battle phase trying to get rid of the Quem, I guess. Yeah, did he have any further plays? He did, right? Let me see. This one says you can, yeah, he could potentially, yeah, Engraver. I guess you could start with that, but yeah, no. Battle phase, we go Super Poly using Aluba and Nibiru. Going to Masquerade. This will trigger Quem to reborn Merjade. Cool, perfect. Mitsurugi Mirror, tribute Futsu, summon Murakumo. Futsu will be triggered here to searches for, I think, yeah, searches for Saji. On raise, I decide to go Merjade. The reason why is because he most probably will add Mitsurugi Mirror, and I kind of want to remove the number of level 8. What's this? Level 8? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, level 8 tribute monsters. I mean, level 8 monsters he can use as tribute. So, normal summon Saji, search for prayers. And then here's going to attempt to go the Engraver. Don't worry about this being banished because now here my opponent does concede here. Yeah, he just had no further plays there. So we go to game number 3 now. So we are going second here. So you'll see that we open Super Poly, Mag, Droll, Opening, and Aluba. Opponent opens Ash, Engraver, Futsu, Mirror, and Lacrima. So yeah, we have Droll, which is pretty good against, I guess, Mitsurugi in general. But yeah, opponent activates Engraver, searching for Sanct, and immediately drop the Droll. So yeah, this Droll is actually going to do so much work here because now my opponent is not going to be able to do much. Can Mirror do something? He can summon from hand or grave. Yeah, he won't. I'm not sure. He didn't really have access to enough Mitsurugi spells and monsters to get it going. I'm not sure like what kind of extra deck he could play, so he most probably just going to do Fiendsmith plays. Normal summon, Lacrima, send a trap, Requiem here will summon an Engraver, so he's only playing one copy of Lacrima, I'm assuming. Requiem equipped to go into Necro equip. Engraver attempting to summon itself, to which we are going to chain Magnemite, stopping him from having access to Caesar. So yeah, this will resolve, but we don't trigger Magnemite because obviously there's nothing to add, so we don't waste our time using that. Opponent does decide, actually chooses to use the Paradise, sending Desiree to get rid of Magnemite. I guess, yeah, cool. Goes to end phase and passes, so literally all he has is Ash Blossom. This could potentially get him a draw, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We join to Lightning Storm. We don't bother wasting our time with this. We instead normal summon a Luba effect, search for Brand of Fusion. We activate Fusion, and this gets hit with Ash Blossom, which our opponent will get a draw of Necrocrypt, so he goes into Engraver. And with this, we just simply, yeah, he didn't shuffle here, so he's just gonna, I think he didn't shuffle in case I'm wrong, but I don't know, I think he didn't shuffle there. Draws into Night Sword Serpent. I decided here to set Super Poly and pass. We save the opening and Lightning Storm because mainly we're saving opening and we need a discard for it. So yeah, Super Poly, hoping here that, you know, it can hopefully help us to survive another turn. Opponent drew, I think, yeah, Kusanagi. Main phase activates Mirror to summon Futsu, which will trigger Kusanagi and Night Sword. So Night Sword summon itself, adds Mirror to hand. I don't know why, but yeah, well, it's fine, whatever. Then enters the battle phase. Here I take the damage. I'm totally fine. I'm saving the Super Poly for later. Take a bit of 2k damage there. Now here he's gonna start off with his Fiendsmith plays, which is totally fine, to be honest. We're not gonna worry about this. Summon Engraver. I think he goes into Dark. Dark here will summon the Mag. He activates Mag, but he later realizes that he doesn't have a Bestial, so it is whatever it is. Engraver, shuffle back Desiree. I guess he just needed extra bodies to bring out Sequence. Yeah, bring out Sequence. Sequence effect will bring out the Desiree now. And then here, I decide to go Super Poly a little bit early because I know for a fact he's going to try go to Agnum Day. And I don't want him to have access to like Agnum Day's quick effects, so I decide here to go Super Poly. Boom, and then if he chooses to use Desiree, yeah, he's got either have to send Guru or not. But yeah, the whole point is Desiree is not going to be hitting the field during our turn. Go to end phase, nothing there, so we draw for turn. Join to add Libertum, but it's totally fine because opening, if this resolves, we are back in the game because summon Quem. Quem here will dump the branded Retribution, which will give us access to Branded Fusion. And yeah, our opponent does end up conceding game number 3, and we ultimately win the duel. So yeah, Lacrima, yeah, but he already used a trap card, so he literally had nothing. Garura, if we use Garura and send it to grave, we can get a draw here. Quemi's there, so we'll be able to summon more bodies onto our field. And yeah, honestly, no Ash Blossom, we would have went full combo, and there's a good chance we could go for game here. Honestly, yeah. Did I have Masquerade here in my deck? I think I did because I was going second. So yeah, I do take out Lad and swap it in for Masquerade. So yeah, guys, this is the duel. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.